Excuse me. May I borrow 8 minutes of your time? It takes just about 8 seconds for you to stare me up and down as though you already know me, because in your self-righteous mind, I'm just one thug trying to escape the 3 strikes of the justice system before the cops, aka 5-0 has me 86, forcing me to serve 7 to 8, which is no different than having me 86. See, my life is a court. And you lawmakers, educators, and employers, your minds are like Supreme Court justices ready to pass judgment or give me a false verdict, all because you're so judgmental of me, which is how I became famous today. Not only do I have a starring role on the first 48, but my face can be seen on CNN and every news channel in this country. Yup, that's me. I'm the young black youth wearing the baggy jeans and the hoodie, but more recently, my name, Young Black Man, was added to a list of distinguished individuals. The black rhino, the South China tiger, the Sumatran elephant, and the mountain gorilla, we all share one common thing. We are critically endangered species. And for those of you not paying attention, I am the embodiment of the demographic that's currently facing extinction. I am treated like an intergalactic being, alienated on the land discovered by Christopher Columbus and stolen from the Native Americans. So how can I possibly be made to feel as though I don't belong here when this stolen territory was robbed from its original inhabitants and doesn't belong to the ones that now claim it? While the average child is put to sleep by kisses and lullabies, I'm rocked to sleep by the dissonant symphonies of police sirens and drive-bys. I am taught by the age of 13 that in order to be a real man, you must have sex. See, where I come from, being a virgin is an urban legend. Where I come from, being a virgin is a myth, and if I choose to abide by God's standards and practice abstinence, then it qualifies me as a homosexual candidate. See, being a man is a foreign concept. I don't know how to be a strong man because I'm constantly dealing with the problems and issues of black men that were never raised by any man. See, my mind is cluttered and filled with thoughts made of clouds, made of birds that are just so robin thick I can't see between these blurred lines. My vision depicts the message that the only way to be a successful black man is by making jump shots or profiting off of mediocre rap lyrics filled with nonsense. See, most rap music has become poisonous and useless, so let's call it a toxic waste. You see, the First Amendment of the Constitution affords me the right of freedom of speech, but these thieves of abstract thinking have robbed me of my identity and creativity and have reduced me to a hush puppy. I have been renamed Miranda, and the only option I have left is to exercise my right to remain silent, praying that this will be the prevention of my life ending like Trayvon Martin. See, I am no longer chained by silver links made of metal, but I'm now enslaved by green rectangles with the president's face etched in the middle. Taught how to throw football, dribble, street hustle, and sell drugs before I ever crack open a book. Abba is no longer my father. My new God is the Almighty God. You see, more money is spent using me for sports and entertainment than it is advancing my education. Well, class is in session, so let me give you a few facts. 72% of African American children are born out of wedlock in this country. Only 45% of African American male children graduate high school. Only 22% of our male children can read at grade level within the 4th grade, and only 7% of our 8th grade black students can function and perform math at grade level. Black students and black people only make up 3.2% of lawyers, 3% of doctors, and less than 1% of architects within this country, and the majority of these professions are occupied by our black women. See, I will be voted most likely to hold a baby before I ever hold my high school or college degree. And if parents are instructed to train their children in the way they should go, then the facts have proven that I was trained for failure. I guess it's safe to assume that being black and intelligent is the equivalent of combining vinegar and oil, substances that just don't mix. Wow, how can I say this? Well, it's very simple. For those of us like me who have decided to excel and master the English dialect, it's me that my own culture looks at me as though I have betrayed my race and has spat on my ancestors' face, led to believe that by speaking with some type of intelligence, I have bleached my skin and have consciously become Negro-pean, displaying characteristics and dumber. And instead of speaking with some type of intelligence, I speak with ebonic ignorance. How insane, but it would explain why I spell family G-A-N-G. You see, when society refused and hesitated to reach out to me, it seemed those were the only ones that noticed me. And despite what I came from or what I'm doing, with arms wide open, they embrace me. I know Jesus is supposed to be my fix, but the only safety I've ever known came from the cold steel of Smith and Wesson. But holding the power to take natural life came with dire consequences. I've had to hold death in my arms. The lives of family members and close friends, those that I deem precious, holding them close to my chest like this. I never meant to be like this. And just because I'm black doesn't mean that I deserve it. I often imagine that the rain coming from the sky are teardrops coming off the cheeks of God from heaven. And somehow he was moved with compassion on my circumstances. And I struggle believing that I was created for a purpose. No one will invest in me more, so I feel worth less. Struggle bottled up with so much sadness, but a tear I dare not shed it. Bottled up with so much sadness, but a tear I dare not shed it, because I've taught my whole life that a man crying is a sign of weakness. So if I can't cry for myself, then who will cry for me? Most people will point the finger at my DAD and say that it's his responsibility, but he's not the only one to blame. About my community that constantly walks past me. The community with their precise insight that can so adequately identify my problems will never approach me with a solution. So again, I ask the question, who will cry for me? Who would take the 8 minutes necessary not to judge me, but to show me that there's more to my life than streets and gangbanging? Who will speak to the eagle on the inside of me that dares to fly and dream without clipped wings? Who will teach me that my history is not based upon slavery, that my history cannot be condensed within 20 days of February? Who will show me that blood was shed and that lives of countless men and women were lost, recorded and not recorded in my history? They sacrificed their lives so that I could see a day not determined and be free, not to be determined by my skin color and live in a world of freedom, a day they will never see. I want freedom from this bondage. I want freedom from this bondage. As much as society tries to label me, I'm not made by Sony. You cannot find me on the shelves of Radio Shack just to be another stereotype. I'm more than my economic class, gender, or my skin color, my brothers. We must empower ourselves before we become extinct. And just when the record pants were made to be worn around your waist, not at your knees. See, people can only judge you by what they see, but what they see isn't always what they see, so let's change what they see.